Welcome to the Atlanta Baseball Podcast. Sorry I didn't get a series recap last week for the Nationals, but we won't really do a series recap either for the Red Sox. We'll just talk that it was a bummer that the Braves lost the series to the Nationals, but then they won the series against the Red Sox, so that was good. Um, Honestly, the Braves are 6-4 in their last 10 games, and I think that this is kind of indicative of how the Braves will play. I think they're kind of playing the level that they should be playing at. I think they played out of their mind and well beyond expectations to start off the year. But I think they're now kind of like settling in. You're kind of seeing some some stuff come up, some holes that they got to have, people coming back down to earth, people still struggling. So I think overall, I mean, they're still going to win 95 games or something, but they are definitely not the, first team to 35 win best record in the NL type team. But they are good. And I think that they've proved it. I think that they're playing like just good baseball right now. And I think they'll play that the rest of the season. The real big thing that I wanted to touch on is that the Braves, since I've been covering this started this podcast, so I think we're like 10 series in, the Braves finally got a pinch hit. A true batter coming off the bench cold, he got a pinch hit. Yastrzemski got a pitch in Game Two, in the eighth inning in the Red Sox series, and then he got on, and then Harris hit a bomb after him, so he ended up scoring. So I thought that was great. I was pumped for that. Um, while we that was our only pinch hit, the bench is good for having to fill in holes, and the Braves definitely are going through some holes right now. So when the bench players get a chance to start, they're actually doing really well, and getting some knocks and things like that, and they're not. So it's been really beneficial for the Braves and Walt Weiss to plug in some guys and give some guys some rest days, which unfortunately they need. And we'll just kind of get into that. The thing I wanted to talk about is what is it, Ha-Sung Kim and Austin Riley. Those guys need some rest days. Goodness gracious. You talk about gaping holes in our lineup right now. I know Austin will occasionally run into one and hit a home run. Um, but Kim is like, he's just not good. I wish so bad that I had the podcast in the preseason because I did not like the signing of Kim in the offseason. When we got him at the trade deadline last year, it's like whatever, like that's fine. Like the Braves weren't really going anywhere. Like I wasn't gonna fault him for the pickup, but I mean I didn't think it was like overly good. Um, but I mean he was good like 5 years ago, and I think the most he's ever hit is like 250 or something like that with a 5 WAR with whatever that means. Um, but he's just not. I just don't think he's that good the last 3 years. Arguably, he's been bad the last 3 years. So to sign him to a $20 million deal was absolutely absurd. And I just did not like. I would have much rather. I don't even know who a prospect is, but like make the AAA guy our shortstop and just go with that. Um, so yeah, he needs a rest. He needs to figure it out. I don't know if his finger's still bothering him, if he needs eye surgery, or if he just needs like I don't know what he needs. But he needs to do something because he does not look good out there. And I think that it's a real conversation that the Braves are having right now because he's 4 for 42. Um, and I know that they have a lot of money in him, and that's making it that they, can't flat out bench him earlier in the season, and they need to stick with him. I get all that, but he needs to have like, okay, we're definitely going to rest you like 2, maybe 3 games or something like that. Just let him walk away, not think of baseball, heal up. I don't know, but he needs a change of pace. And then Austin Riley definitely needs a change of pace. Where Kim, I don't really know what's going on with him. I don't think he's really that good. Where he's not 4 for 42 bad, but I don't think he's great. Um, but where Austin Riley, like he is just straight up struggling. And there's two things. Well, one, I know that he's struggling because I don't know if you're watching the games or not, but he is hustling like a madman. Like every ground ball, when he makes contact with the ball, every ground ball, he is like sprinting down the first. You can tell that he's trying so hard to be a contributing factor for the team while he's struggling. On one hand, I like to see that, and it's like, yeah, he's going to work himself out of the slump. But on the other hand, I'm taking that as like, man, he is just so lost, and he knows he's so lost. He's trying to just, be the try hard guy right now. And I think that's honestly a little worrisome. He looks completely lost at the plate. I'm sure that the ball looks the smallest it ever has in his entire career. Um, I'm not. I'm never gonna say never say never, but I don't plan on being the guy to break down swings and tell you what's going on. Although looks like to me, it looks like I know what's going on. He's just pulling off the ball way too early. The first movement is his front hip is flying open. But you know, I could be wrong. I don't think I am, um, but then the other big thing is that he's just swinging at terrible pitches. Like he's not swinging at balls in the strike zone. And when you combine those two things, pulling the front side and not swinging at good pitches, you're getting these type of results. He's got 19 strikeouts in his last 36 at bats. That's wild. So he needs to fix it. Um, if I was his hitting coach, I would tell him to swing at the first pitch. And just because you can't strike out if you don't get to 2 strikes. So I would just be hacking early in the count and be sitting dead red fastball. Not worry about any off speed. If they throw you 3 off speed pitches, then take 3 pitches in a row. But I would sit dead red fastball and hit early in the count as much as I could until you kind of break out of the slump. Or until the pitchers literally start throwing you only off speed. Because right now they're throwing about 2/3 off speed in fastball, and he's just chasing off speed pitches, and he's a day late and a dollar short on all the fastballs. So if I was his hitting coach, that's what I would tell him. But obviously, he's got a team of hitting coaches that are way smarter than me. But it looks like he's trying to correct everything at once rather than just focusing on one thing. And when you're in that terrible of a slump, you need to try and just focus on one thing, keep things simple. He's got a simple swing, he's got a simple load, so it's not really crazy mechanical. I think if he just closes his front side, he'll be a little better. But the main thing is chasing the pitches. I don't think he has a clue what's going on in the box right now. He's going to get out of it, but I don't know how he'll get out of it. I don't know if he'll need, 3 days rest, like do something drastic like that, because the Braves are trying everything right now. I'd never made sense of me of like moving down in the order. Like I don't think that that's a thing nowadays in major league lineups of like moving down in the lineup. Just the way the lineups are constructed. I think 15 years ago when you had a true lead off 2-hole 3-hole guy like cleanup guy, yeah, that might be able to move him down in the lineup. But with lineups being so deep, honestly, I would put him in front of Matt Olson or something, like, so then that way he's getting more, because if you move him down in the lineup, that means he's going to have not as a good hitter behind him. So the pitchers will have no reason to, not give him fastballs or not attack him. when they know that they have another quote unquote easy out behind them, like an 8-hole hitter, then they're going to be throwing off-speed pitches to Riley. But if he has Matt Olson behind him, or Michael Harris behind him, who's hitting out of his mind right now, the pitcher knows like, oh, I've got to attack Riley, and I've got to, like, I can't walk him. I got to throw him fastballs. So maybe try something different. Maybe put him in the 2-hole hit line, spot right now, and then Olson and Harris in 3 and Olson in 4. I don't know, but put him in front of a good hitter, so that way he'll start getting better pitches, and just sit on that dead red fastball. But I think he'll work out of it. I think that if anything, like, and that's really the difference between Kim and Riley. Is Kim, I don't think, is a good player, and he's struggling, but I don't think his ceiling is very high. Like, okay, he figures it out and snaps out of it, and what, we get a 220 hitter with 11 home runs for the year, like, cool. But I think if Riley snaps out of it, we have a proven, like, he could hit 40 home runs this year and hit, 290. Like, that is his ceiling. He can be a great player where, like, that's why, like, I think he will get out of it, but I think that you give him a lot more whatever he wants. Where Kim, like, I think you kind of bench him just to either wake him up or give him more days off. Because, and for all those saying, oh, like, we shouldn't have let Swanson go. Swanson, like, he's not good either. I think he's hitting like 187 this year. Like, his bat, yeah, he's got a good glove, but his bat was not good. He was just an Atlanta boy. He's a good ball player, don't get me wrong, but it's not like we let Ken Griffey Jr. go or something. But hopefully they got some guys in the farm system that can help us out this year. I don't really see them making a big trade for a shortstop. I think they're just going to try and plug holes with guys they got, maybe add another utility guy or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, that's my kind of rant on that. I hope that they both figure it out, but more so I hope Riley figures it out a little more, because he's the more of a difference maker than Kim. But talk a little bit. They got the Reds coming up, and just to briefly touch on that, is a 3-game set. The Reds, they're having an up and down season, about 500, but they're going with Chris Paddock, Brady Singer, and then Nick Lodolo. Hope that's how he says it. But yeah, I think the Braves are going to have a really opportunistic time to take another series, win from the Reds, playing away. Chris Paddock, he's not good. He got DFA'd by the Marlins, which earlier this year, which that says enough. But he's 0-6 with a 6.86 ERA. Hasn't done any better with the Reds. Got DFA'd last month or so. He's already faced the Braves while he was with the Marlins and went 4 2/3 with 2 earned runs and 4 Ks. So the Braves can get to him. They've seen him before. The dude is absolutely struggling. Feel bad for him, but hopefully the Braves take advantage of it. And then Brady Singer, I think he's been with the Royals. He came up with. He's usually pretty good, but he's got a bad outing this season. The last 3 out of 4 starts, he hasn't gotten past the 4th inning, giving up a bunch of runs. He also has a 6 ERA. So the Braves can score a lot of runs this series, because then the next guy, Nick Lodolo, he's got a 5.5 ERA. But he had a great start last start, 6 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks. So the opportunity is there. They got Bambox, a very friendly hitter's ballpark. I think it's still the Great American Ballpark. So they have a chance to put up a lot of runs. Some guys get hot. Some guys can get a couple hits. hopefully Kim and Riley are on that list. Acuna, maybe he figured that out with the Red Sox hitting that grand slam, and that will get him going. That will get his confidence. Boy, Acuna, man, he's one of those players. He's on our team, so like I like him, but I'm not really a fan of the antics of kissing the bat and taking almost 30 seconds to round the bases. But you know what? When he's on, he is a good player, and I'd rather have him on my team than somebody else's. But he's definitely one of those players. If he's not on your team, you would probably have a problem with him. For the Braves, we got Holmes, Perez, Strider. So we're going to see how this like Holmes Perez thing keeps going. Like, are they both still starters? Are they both still pitching for their job? I like them. I like Holmes better than Perez right now, but that's just me. But hopefully they both have good outings. The Reds have a good lineup. They got some good hitters, and then Strider's closing out the series, which is good. The Reds, to give them a little overview, like I said, they're about 500. They're 29 and 26, and they're playing very up and down. They'll have like a 3-game win streak and then a 4-game losing streak, and then like a 4-game winning streak, and then like a 5-game losing streak, and then a 3-game winning streak. So they're very streaky, very up and down, because they've got talent. They just haven't really put it together yet. They're lacking pitching. Obviously, their 3 starters this inning this series all have about a 6 ERA. So definitely hitting the ball, but also giving up a lot of runs. One thing to look out for, which is pretty good, they've got another superstar in their field, Elly De La Cruz. He's an absolute stud. He's a monster. I can't believe that he is playing short because he looks 7 feet tall out there and throws 1,000 miles an hour. He's leading their team in all offensive categories, so he's their absolute stud. He's an all-star. Maybe one day he wins an MVP, but because he's slowly putting it together. It's taken him a while as a rookie and stuff. He was just so raw, and now he's kind of putting it together. So he is a lot of fun to watch. Excuse me. But that kind of brings me to wrap it up. My predictions for the series. It's kind of a prediction. Maybe it's a little more of a wish list, I would say. But I predict that either Kim or Riley sit 2 out of the 3 games of the series. Hopefully Kim gets like 3 days off because we have an off day after this series. So maybe they both play in the first game and then sit the next 2. Hopefully Kim sits all 3 so you can get 4 days off. But just give them some time off. Let them just have them not even come to the ballpark. I don't know. Take their mind off defense. Just do something drastic. So that is my bold prediction. Or not my bold prediction, my prediction for the series. My bold prediction is unless Austin Riley just completely gets out of his slump and he goes, I don't know, like 6 for 12 or something like that with the 1 or 2 home runs, unless he just gets out of his slump, I boldly predict that when the next game in Atlanta, he will have cut his hair. I just think he's got to try something drastic, and I think he's going to cut his hair. That's what I would do. But that is that's a bold prediction for the series. So appreciate y'all. Keep checking in, and maybe next podcast I'll do. Maybe next podcast I'll do questions sent in. So keep sending those questions or comments. Thanks, y'all. Bye.